I'm not technically supposed to tell you this, so if something happens to me, then you'll obviously know why. I received a phone call from somebody yesterday, and I'm not going to name them because that side of my family is unfortunately very evil. And they'll probably go snooping around anyway trying to figure out who told me. But that person from that side of my family talks to Larry and my uncle at least once every single month. When I say Larry, many of you already know, but if you don't know, I'm talking about Larry Fink. Larry is unfortunately my grandfather. I did have to clear things up on 2 separate occasions because a group on TikTok wanted to go around and say that I'm apparently some Rothschild. But anyways, I received a phone call explaining a lot about this sovereign wealth fund. Specifically how it's going to work, and I'm not entirely sure as to what I can really say on this app, but I can say that that side of my family is going to make a shit ton of money. Specifically my grandfather from the assets that his company manages. Notice how Scott Bessent, which was obviously confirmed by the US Senate to lead the US Treasury last month, was talking about the fund. Do keep in mind, Bessent has taken a positive view of crypto. But Bessent mentioned something that I don't think a lot of people actually paid attention to. He mentioned how they are going to monetize the asset side of the US balance sheet for the American people, saying also that they're going to put the assets to work. So let me explain something to you real quick, okay? And I'm not going to say too much about this, I'm just going to allow you to connect the dots. BlackRock is the world's largest asset manager, okay? And holds over 11,000 Bitcoin. Do keep in mind, a year ago, I predicted that by January of 2025, Bitcoin will be at $100,000. People call me crazy, and that's fine. I've already seen the blueprints to this shit, so obviously I knew what was coming anyway. I did buy a couple of Bitcoin when they were a certain price. That's why I was able to obtain the 2 properties that I have now. But if you haven't looked into BlackRock's Bitcoin ETFs, which let's do keep in mind, allow investors to invest in Bitcoin, but without having to go through the hassle of using a cryptocurrency exchange, while providing leverage to its price, then I highly recommend that you do. This is just step 1 to what I've been trying to bring awareness to for well over a year now. And if you really want to open your eyes, or if you want me to do it, it'll probably be a 10-minute video, so just let me know beforehand. But if not, then I highly recommend that you go look into the Texas Stock Exchange that's being backed by BlackRock and Citadel Securities, and a couple of investors that for whatever reason I can't mention on this app. Now, step 2 isn't necessarily something I can mention on this app, unfortunately, so I'll be putting a little bit of it down in the comment section below. But if you want a deeper dive, then I highly recommend that you go head over to my X account and you watch the video that I'm going to be posting on there tomorrow. Because step 2 would definitely provide clarification as to what is going to happen afterwards. Which should be obvious, but it's not, because people unfortunately have too much faith in the US dollar. But if you don't see what's happening in the crypto world right now, all I can really do is just recommend that you start investing. I've done a couple videos throughout the last couple of months trying to tell you exactly what you need to be investing in. Unfortunately, those videos haven't necessarily met a certain algorithm. But if anybody wants me to do another video on it, I gladly will. Nonetheless, I see exactly what Larry is doing, and I thought it would have been a little bit different with Trump being president, but I guess I was wrong.